In the past 3 years, CreateHere has been able to relocate 24 artists to homes in Chattanooga's developing urban core through the ArtsMove program. This program offers mortgage assistance to qualified working artists, and to date, the resulting home sales come in right around $3.8 million. We visited purse maker Lisa Cutler in her Fort Negley home, which she purchased with help from the ArtsMove program. We talked about her work, her neighborhood, and what it means to be an artist in Chattanooga.
So in 2006, I did the Four Bridges Arts Festival, and when I showed up, they handed me a packet about CreateHere. I was living in Omaha, Nebraska, and they handed me this packet, and I set up, and I kind of ignored the packet, and I went to my hotel room that night, and I was like looking out over this beautiful mountain, and I was like, what is this? So I started reading about the city and just got really excited about Chattanooga as a city, and then what they were doing with the ArtsMove program. Like, it was just so interesting, and I never really heard of anything like that. So just over the course of that weekend, I kept telling people how lovely I thought Chattanooga was, and everyone would say, well, you should move here. And I finally asked someone, I'm like, does the chamber pay you guys to say that? Like, that's really creepy because everybody says that. And they're like, no, it really is just that nice of a city. You should really move here. So that was in April, and I did. I moved here in June of that year.
Soon after, Lisa set up a working studio in her basement to produce her portable masterpieces.
So when I was 12, I made a purse, and I thought it was really cool. So I went to school the next day with my purse, and I had someone ask me if I would make them one and if they could buy it from me. So I really like to make money, so I was like, sure. So I started making purses in the 6th grade and selling them, and I really never stopped. And what I'm doing right now, I love the purses. I really like clean, tailored shapes because I love graphic prints, and I think if you have a really clean shape, you can have a really bold print and it's not distracting. And I like found objects, so I've been using the bungee cords as handles, and that's kind of the signature look for the Lisa C purses, is the bungee cord handles, all of which I make myself. I don't just buy bungee cords and put them on there, I make them by hand. Four Bridges was the first juried fine arts show that I ever did, and we laugh about this now, but when we showed up, I wouldn't get out of the car. I was watching other people unload, and I just sat in the car and cried because I just didn't think that I deserved to be showing with those people. I was just like mortified by how talented everyone was, and I just thought I should stay in the car because they had made a mistake by inviting me to the show. And when I finally did get out, Ray and Patricia Alfonso were some of my neighbors, and they were just so nice to me and really made me feel like I belonged and that I could be successful with what I was doing, because I had only been doing it for like 6 months at the time. And that was a defining moment for me, to be in my first juried fine art show, to do really well, and to be invited to participate in the ArtsMove program. So,
did you own a home before this?
No, I didn't own a home. I didn't have any aspirations to own a home. I didn't have the money to own a home. So I think there were a lot of really big things that happened. It wasn't going to be viable for me to be a full-time artist in Omaha. There just weren't the markets there. I didn't have the support. I didn't know another artist, period. Like, I just didn't know artists in Omaha at all. I guess I knew some musicians, but I didn't know anyone who was doing shows and making a living off that. So not only did moving here give us a huge, like, income, basically, because it paid for a down payment on the house and that was a huge part of our income that year, but it put me in contact with all kinds of other artists who were doing shows for a living, and they really helped me. They really like mentored me and helped me figure out what I need to do to get into better and better shows, and even like have gone on the road with me. So it's been really good. I travel on the road and people say, oh, you live in Chattanooga, there are a lot of artists there. I try to explain to them like some of the programs that we have that make it so enticing for artists to move here. And I mean, one of the big ones is that it's not like they just moved me here and let go of me and never followed up with me, never provided anything again. They do kind of hold your hand. I mean, they obviously introduced me to several artists that I didn't know, and those artists helped me with a lot of things, but then they have the ongoing programs like Springboard and the Make Work grants, and and even just having the availability of that whole office full of people with expertise that I just don't have. To be able to walk down the street and be like, okay, I need to find an accountant. Can you help me do that? And there aren't a lot of cities that are doing that type of work for artists. And some of the education that they're doing for non-artists, it's just creating a whole culture of appreciation for the arts that I think is unparalleled, especially in the South.
That was beautiful.